And we are back with today's checklist, February, of course, American Heart Month as well. So this morning, we're going to break down the important numbers that you need to know, and we're also going to get an important refresher on CPR. And here to help us, cardiologist Dr. Michelle Albert. Dr. Albert is the admissions dean at the University of California at San Francisco. She is also the president of the American Heart Association. Dr. Albert, thank you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me here this morning.
Yeah.
I'm really honored.
We've got heart royalty in the house. Yeah, right.
Let's start with these four numbers that you want us to keep in mind when it comes to our heart health.
So it's always, we always say know your numbers. And my patients always ask me, what doctor should I do to maintain an adequate heart health? When I say blood pressure, 120/80, most Americans do not have their blood pressure controlled. Only 60% of Americans have their blood pressure controlled. So you want to ask your doctor, why is my blood pressure not controlled, and what can I do about it to get to this number? The other number is your blood sugar. This is the hemoglobin A1C. You want this to be less than 5.7. And this is a measure of your control of sugar over a 3-month time frame. We all know we shouldn't be eating all the donuts and the sweets and etc. So really making sure you have a healthy diet and having lots of physical activity is really important. It's tough for people to have physical activity every day. And I know, Dylan, you a firm exerciser, but the deal is you want to have a buddy, right? For a normal person, a buddy system is really important to have 5 days of exercise at least, 45 minutes a day of that physical activity. And your cholesterol, really important. The total cholesterol less than 150 milligrams per deciliter. And the LDL cholesterol, which is part of that cholesterol profile, you want it to be less than 100. Okay. And that is part of the diet, and you want to not have a lot of trans fats in your diet, like sweets.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
you sleep.
Oh, that's
important. 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night is really, really important because it helps to decrease stress, helps your brain and your cells to really rejuvenate in order to...
Let's talk about CPR. You know, we all remember, obviously, what just happened with Damar Hamlin, and I think that put it back in the spotlight, and you see that those folks saved his life because, obviously, they were very good at CPR. But for the rest of us, let's just talk a little bit about how important it is that we all learn to take CPR or to do CPR.
Right, so the American Heart Association is actually thrilled and honored that Damar Hamlin is partnering with the American Heart Association around CPR. So we are really thrilled about that. But CPR, you know, 350,000 people have cardiac arrest every single year, and most persons die. But CPR can double to triple the survivability from cardiac arrest. The other thing that is very sad about CPR is that not everybody gets CPR at the same rate that they should.
So let's get, if you can give us
blacks and Hispanics are less likely to get CPR than other.
You know why? It's scary. It's a scary thought, and you're scared you're going to hurt them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Seriously.
Yes, absolutely. So here we're going to do a CPR demonstration.
Oh, let me come over here. Sorry.
I like that you say bad CPR is better than no CPR.
Oh, right. Bad CPR is better than no CPR because you really want to be able to have the blood flowing because the brain actually dies in 6 minutes.
Wow.
And
So, doctor, can you show us how do you...
Absolutely. So the first thing, if you see someone down, you want to shake them, make sure they're not breathing and not responsive, and you want to point out to somebody else, call 911. If there's no one else there, you want to have a phone down by your side that's on speaker, and you say, you call 911 and speak to the operator.
Right.
Then you want to put your hand in the middle of the chest, and you want to use the heel of your hand, not the palm of your hand.
Can you be in the wrong spot? Like
you can be in the wrong spot. You need to be in the middle of the chest, above almost the sternum. And you want to do compressions. You want to do 2 centimeters, 100 to 120 beats per minute. And oftentimes we say you can do this to a song, your favorite song. I'm a big fan of Beyonce. You can do Crazy in Love and think about that in your mind.
Crazy in Love.
Or Staying Alive, and you keep going.
Doctor, should you make sure the airway is clear or anything like that before?
We want you to focus on the CPR. and this is CPR for teens and adults.
And then how
We're
do you
playing
know
Staying Alive right now.
That's a lot of
keep
work.
going. You keep
So if I'm doing
100
this,
to 120 beats.
and people are asking about this with Damar Hamlin. Of course, we don't know, but if we're doing this, does it help the brain? You know what I mean?
It does. It does. So the reason to circulate the heart is the heart works both by electricity and by muscle function. So by compressing, you are helping the muscle pump blood to the brain and other parts of the body.
This won't like break someone's rib.
That's a great question. I wouldn't worry about breaking ribs. You will break ribs. The ribs will heal. But you're talking about saving someone's life.
Just go for it.
So it's really important to keep going on this.
Dr. Albert, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So helpful.
So much useful information.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.